Fred wants to know, we included our second mortgage in a Chapter 13 bankruptcy, and our attorney said it would go away with the discharge of the BK. We're current on our first mortgage and have never been late. This house is kind of small and our family is growing. How long after the bankruptcy do we have to wait to buy again? So we get back-to-back questions here.
Back-to-back buy again.
Are they still living in the home?
Yeah.
It seems that way, yeah.
Yeah, so this is a tricky one, and we just had a situation very, very similar to this. And what happens is the bankruptcy attorney is only addressing the debt. Mm-hmm. They're only addressing the lien, or they're only addressing the mortgage and not the lien. All right. So what happens in this situation is the bankruptcy is not really the bankruptcy is relevant in terms of it's a Chapter 13 is a repayment plan, and it wouldn't take long for them to buy again. But the problem is that second mortgage still exists, even though when you include a mortgage in a bankruptcy, it only means you can't be held accountable for the mortgage. You're still responsible for the lien, for the mortgage. The lender still has a lien on the title of your home. And until that's resolved, you're not doing anything. You're stuck.
So say that again, Scott, because this is the part that people don't really get, right. Is that even though you included your mortgage in the BK, you are still responsible.
No, you're not responsible.
You're responsible.
You're
for
not
the lien.
accountable.
Right.
Yeah, you're still responsible for the lien. Mm-hmm. The lien still exists. It's still attached to your property. Yep. You're basically in foreclosure limbo. And here's the tricky part.
That doesn't sound good.
Because here's the tricky part about this. The second lien holder, you'll never hear from them because there's not enough equity to secure the lien in the property. So it makes no sense for them to initiate the foreclosure process, although they have the right to. They have the right to come in and start the foreclosure process. But what's going to happen, because their lien is behind the first lien holder, there isn't even enough equity in the property. They would never get paid, so they would never put the money into it.
Plus, if they're making good on their first mortgage, too, then
the second's never going to be notified.
The first isn't going to close with the second.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, because they're getting paid.
Yeah.
So
they
have never really included their second in the bankruptcy? Was that just a mistake to begin with?
It just simply doesn't matter. It doesn't matter whether they included it or not, or whether they included the first or not. It has to be cured. That lien exists.
How do you cure it?
Sell the house, refinance, or they have to either sell or do a short sale, deed in lieu of foreclosure, if they ever want to buy another house. If they ever want to buy another house, well, he said it's a smaller house. So the problem is they're going to go through the bankruptcy, and here's such a huge challenge that I'm having, because bankruptcy attorneys are only answering the question about the actual mortgage, the financial responsibility, financial liability, but they never address the lien. They never address the lien on the property. So when the consumer is asking them, bankruptcy attorneys, I mean, all right,
there's so much misinformation.
This is a rant. Careful.
Yeah, because these are attorneys. But
they'll sue
realtors and
here's
attorneys.
The thing. Attorneys get paid for filing bankruptcy. And the number one thing that bankruptcies, what do you think when you file bankruptcy? Oh, all my bills go away. Yeah. That's how they advertise. That's how they market. That's how they get you to come in the door.
Don't worry about your mortgage.
Don't worry about it. No, that's right. All of that's going away. And they're absolutely right. They're not accountable, which means that the creditor cannot come after them and sue them if they default. And that's the only thing that bankruptcy does, is it protects you against the creditor suing you later.
So is that kind of a last resort? Is it better to go through the deed in lieu, the short sale, or the foreclosure before the bankruptcy becomes an option?
Well, what we're finding is a lot of people think that that's what they're doing. They think that their home is just being paid off. They think that they're not responsible for their home anymore when they file bankruptcy because they included all of their mortgages. A lot of times they move and they're renting another place because they think they have a couple of years after the bankruptcy, and they don't realize they still own this home.
That's the limbo.
That's the limbo.
Their timeline hasn't started yet.
Right. And
I'm in bankruptcy limbo.
Okay, I'm not sure what that was.
That was bankruptcy limbo.
That was
bankruptcy limbo.
That was the bankruptcy woe is me.
Yeah. So
or gas.
Yeah. So
I moved away from the microphone to make it sound
because he's in limbo.
Oh my God, I'm in limbo. See how that works? That's radio, my friend.
Oh, I see. I thought that's when you tried to walk under a stick backwards.
Wait till you hear it played back. I'll be in limbo.
Okay.
Bottom line is, if you're considering bankruptcy, make sure that you also take care of that lien, and make sure the title is being handled, because you're still going to be responsible.
Yeah, and you know what, I attribute this a little bit to maybe attorneys not being purposely misleading, but just being misinformed.
Yeah.
Because there was a day, I'm absolutely sure, that when you stopped making your mortgage payment, the bank owned your home in about 90 days.
Yeah. Times have changed, my friend.
And times have changed, and now it's taking about 3 to 4 years. So hopefully, things are eventually going to catch up, and they're going to speed up. Frank talked last week about the big slap on the hand, the $20 billion slap on the hand for the banks, and hopefully that'll kickstart the foreclosure machine and flush out some of that limbo inventory.
Those are great visuals, Scott. Thank you for that. Because in radio, it's important to have visuals.
It's great radio.
It's great radio.
No, it's
next mailbag.
You need air quotes or it's not
great
effective.
Radio.
Of course. Well, that's why we have the YouTube channel.
Right.